We are in A Course in Miracles. This is the combined volume by the Foundation for Inner Peace. Today we are on Chapter 31, the final vision. We are picking up our reading in Section 7, the Savior's Vision. We are on paragraph 6. The concept of yourself that now you hold would guarantee your function here remain forever unaccomplished and undone. And thus it dooms you to a bitter sense of deep depression and futility. Yet it need not be fixed unless you choose to hold it past the hope of change and keep it static and concealed within your mind. Give it instead to Him who understands the changes that it needs to let it serve the function given you to bring you peace, that you may offer peace to have it yours. Alternatives are in your mind to use, and you can see yourself another way. Would you rather look upon yourself as needed for salvation of the world, instead of as salvation's enemy? The concept of the self stands like a shield, a silent barricade before the truth, and hides it from your sight. All things you see are images because you look on them as through a barrier that dims your sight and warps your vision, so that you behold nothing with clarity. The light is kept from everything you see. At most you glimpse a shadow of what lies beyond. At least you merely look on darkness and perceive the terrified imaginings that come from guilty thoughts and concepts born of fear. And what you see is hell, for fear is hell. All that is given you is for release. The sight, the vision, and the inner guide all lead you out of hell with those you love beside you, and the universe with them. Behold your role within the universe. To every part of true creation has the Lord of love and life entrusted all salvation from the misery of hell. To each one has He allowed the grace to be a Savior to the holy ones, especially entrusted to His care. And this he learns when he first looks upon one brother as he looks upon himself, and sees the mirror of himself in him. Thus is the concept of himself laid by, for nothing stands between his sight and what he looks upon, to judge what he beholds. And in this single vision does he see the face of Christ, and understands he looks on everyone as he beholds this one. For there is light where darkness was before, and now the veil is lifted from his sight. The veil across the face of Christ, the fear of God and of salvation, and the love of guilt and death, they are all different names for just one error. That there is a space between you and your brother, kept apart by an illusion of yourself that holds him off from you and you away from him. The sword of judgment is the weapon that you give to the illusion of yourself, that it may fight to keep the space that holds your brother off unoccupied by love. Yet, while you hold this sword, you must perceive the body as yourself, for you are bound to separation from the sight of him who holds the mirror to another view of what he is, and thus what you must be. What is temptation but the wish to stay in hell and misery? And what could this give rise to but an image of yourself that can be miserable and remain in hell and torment? Who has learned to see his brother not as this has saved himself, and thus is he a Savior to the rest. To everyone has God entrusted all, because a partial Savior would be one who is but partially saved. The holy ones whom God has given you to save are but everyone you meet or look upon, not knowing who they are. all those you saw an instant and forgot, and those who knew a long while since, and those you will yet meet, the unremembered and the not yet born. For God has given you His Son to save from every concept that He ever held. Yet, while you wish to stay in hell, how could you be the Savior of the Son of God? How would you know His holiness while you see Him apart from yours? For holiness is seen through holy eyes that look upon the innocence within and thus expect to see it everywhere. And so they call it forth in everyone they look upon, that he may be what they expect of him. This is the Savior's vision, that he see innocence in all he looks upon, and see his own salvation everywhere. He holds no concept of himself between his calm and open eyes and what he sees. He brings the light to what he looks upon, that he may see it as it really is. Whatever form temptation seems to take, it always but reflects a wish to be a self that you are not. And from that wish, a concept arises teaching that you are the thing you wish to be. It will remain your concept of yourself until the wish that fathered it no longer is held dear. But while you cherish it, you will behold your brother in the likeness of the self whose image has the wish begot of you. For seeing can but represent a wish because it has no power to create. Yet it can look with love or look with hate, depending only on the simple choice of whether you would join with what you see or keep yourself apart and separate. The Savior's vision is as innocent of what your brother is as it is free of any judgment made upon yourself. It sees no past in anyone at all, and thus it serves a wholly open mind, unclouded by old concepts and prepared to look on only what the present holds. It cannot judge because it does not know. And recognizing this, it merely asks, "What is the meaning of what I behold?" Then is the answer given, and the door held open for the face of Christ to shine upon the one who asks, in innocence, to see beyond the veil of old ideas and ancient concepts held so long and dear against the vision of the Christ in you. Be vigilant against temptation then, remembering that it is but a wish, insane and meaningless, to make yourself a thing that you are not. And think as well upon the thing that you would be instead. It is a thing of madness, pain and death, a thing of treachery and black despair, of failing dreams, and no remaining hope except to die and end the dream of fear. This is temptation, nothing more than this. Can this be difficult to choose against? Consider what temptation is and see the real alternatives you choose between. There are but two. Be not deceived by what appears as many choices. There is hell or heaven, and of these you choose but one. Let not the world's light given unto you be hidden from the world. It needs the light, for it is dark indeed, and men despair because the Savior's vision is withheld, and what they see is death. Their Savior stands, unknowing and unknown, beholding them with eyes unopened. And they cannot see until he looks on them with seeing eyes and offers them forgiveness with his own. Can you, to whom God says, "Release my son," be tempted not to listen when you learn that it is you for whom he asks release? And what but this is what this course would teach? And what but this is there for you to learn? And that is the conclusion of Section 7 in our final paragraph, Chapter 31. I just want to, just decided to read it all today. I had more time and thought I would knock it out. I'm excited about getting to the end here and starting Manual for Teachers, the Manual for Teachers. It's been such a ride. This is my second time on my YouTube channel reading the text in A Course in Miracles, 2 different book versions. And I love it. I started reading it. I just want to give a little bit of background why I started reading the text. I was doing a book study with Robert Perry, the Course Companion. I'm trying to think. It was the purple book. And a lot of people did not have the book. So I did the lessons this way one year. By the way, if you check out my YouTube channel, I've been doing lessons or reading text for years. So I try to title the series the same throughout. So I started, I believe, in 2014 or 15. I think 2015, to help a friend of ours and who was struggling. So I shared the lessons with him for a year because my husband asked me to. So that's pretty much how I started my YouTube channel. I would love it if you would subscribe to me if you're not subscribed. I just hit over 1,000 subscribers, so I can go live, which is exciting. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but before I was going to do my lessons live and my meditations live. This was 2 years ago, and I didn't end up doing that. So I don't know what the future holds. I'm just doing it a day at a time, and we're going to do the Manual for Teachers next, which I think I did once, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure. I don't know if I did actually do it. But yeah, I'm so excited. It's awesome. And I'm grateful. This is my ministry. For me, this is my ministry right now. If I can help anyone, this is what I love to do. I spend a lot of time doing it because it brings me joy. And I wish I could get paid to do this. I'm trying to think of how I could use my ministry to help other people and do it as a job. Currently, I'm an ordained minister, and I do weddings and funeral services. I prefer funeral services because of the invulnerability, I think. There's just more of a connect, if that makes sense. I'm a certified wellness coach. I'm a certified end-of-life doula, which is a midwife, which is somebody who helps somebody who is very sick, palliative care. Palliative, I don't know if I said that right, but helps people, the loved ones and the dying transition in a non-medical way. It's support with forms and love, and it's always love. It's always love. So because of my beliefs about death and dying, I think it's just a beautiful connect for me, and that's why I do that work. So I started doing this to help, and then I continued doing it because it helps me, obviously, and it gives me so much joy to be in the text and to remember God and to celebrate God and to choose forgiveness and to choose love. So that is how I'm going to end this video. It's very long. I apologize. I love you. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow. We are going to start Section 8, Choose once again, and I think I will knock that out tomorrow, and we will be done. Wow. So awesome. So overwhelming. I can't believe we made it. Wow. I'm going to cry. I love you. It's nothing, and it's everything, and it's nothing. Have a beautiful day. See you tomorrow.